Hello, friend. Jim here with JB's Big Adventure coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I've got an incredible video for you today. And this is one of the questions that I get asked, I'm going to say probably a dozen or more times a month. And I'm going to answer that for you. But before I get to that, if you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's a great community, and I know that you'd want to be a part of it. It's fast, free, and easy to do. Just go to the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little red box. Tap on it, and you're subscribed. Also, give us one of those thumbs up. Lets other people know it's a great video to watch about retiring to Lake Chapala. Okay, so the question being, is Lake Chapala really living up to the hype? Is it really the kind of place that you hear about? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some pictures, some slides with you that I'm going to let you answer the question yourself. Now, the people that normally ask me this question are not people that are looking at coming here and checking it out, but they're the people that aren't looking at coming and checking it out for some reason. For some reason, maybe that's what keeps people away, is they don't think that what they hear is truth. And I really strive to only have truth on the channel. So the information I share with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the information with you, and then you can answer it yourself if, in fact, if you feel that Lake Chapala lives up to all the hype. So let's go ahead and get to the first slide. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to share with you some of the, I would say, the pictures that I've taken, that I've got a couple of them that came online. And as I mentioned, letting you kind of say to yourself if, in fact, if you feel this is hype or if this is truth. So here are some really great shots of what Lake Chapala is really all about. The nice thing about it is that when you're here, the colors are more vibrant. When you're here, the food tastes better. When you're here, you can breathe great fresh air. When you're here, you can experience what the weather's really like. So with that, let's go ahead, and I want to walk you through some of the important things I think it's important for you to know. So here's the question I have for you. If I get to the end of each of these different bullet points, my question is, do you feel that it's worth at least visiting and seeing, in fact, if it's worth it to you? Does Lake Chapala live up to the hype? Here's what I say to that. Absolutely, Lake Chapala lives up to the hype. So as I mentioned to you earlier, let me ask you, think to yourself. So in Mexico, there are over 1.5 million U.S. expats that call Mexico home. With that, Lake Chapala has the largest number of expats, and the large expat community enables you to make new friends. Now, let me ask you, has what I shared with you so far sounded like a good thing for you? Well, you'd have to say absolutely. You'd like to be able to have other friends. Well, on top of that, Lake Chapala has the number 2 best climate in the world, and that's per National Geographic. Now, here's what's best about it. Because we're at a higher altitude, we're a mile high, you get to live at lakeside. So it's lakeside living. Because of that, you're going to have fresher air. So you can go outside, take a deep breath, and just know that you've got great fresh air. But to add on top of all that, how about having affordable health care and being able to save up to 85%? How about the housing costs and being able to save up to 75% over the costs that it is in the U.S.? Well, with that, let's also take a look at some other items. How about being able to be at the markets and be able to get fresh fruits and vegetables? How about the restaurants being able to eat every meal, having delicious choices of food? The ease of access of public transportation. How about in regards to it being safe? I realize there's a lot of hype and things that go on in the States that talk about how dangerous Mexico is. I got to tell you this, and I've got videos I've done on crime here, and you very rarely ever hear about any kind of crime that takes place at Lake Chapala. And I get around a lot. So it isn't like I've got my head in the sand. I'm talking to enough people every day, every week, every month about what their experiences are. But because it's such of a great place, there's abundance of outdoor activities. The Lake Chapala Society has a lot of things that go on, crafts and such. They've got concerts. There is the opportunity of doing a lot of things at the two most popular Malecons in Ajijic and also in Chapala. There's shopping. There's shopping you can do in Guadalajara. I mean, I did a big video just recently on one of the open air shopping areas there in the Guadalajara area that actually is called Tonala. I've done a video on the shopping area that's actually in Guadalajara, and it's called the Libertad Mercado San Juan Dios. And I got to tell you, it isn't a place that you can cover in a half an hour or an hour. It's huge. So, being able to do things outdoors also includes things that you can do on the lake itself. There are people that I've seen sailboats, I've seen fishing, I've seen sea-doos, I've seen wakeboarding. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've seen on the lake. I know that people go out and they fish for bass. So there's a lot of things to be able to do on the outside. Here's one of the biggest things about living here that makes it well worth the hype, and that is the friendly, welcoming Mexican people. They are so, I guess the word I can just say is just unbelievable. The Mexican people are incredible. And I will tell you that once you decide to come and check it out, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. I've had expats email me talking about they heard that actually the Mexicans had something against the Americans. I have never felt that, not one time. So they are very friendly and very welcoming. Also, the Mexican traditions and cultures. I mean, they've got all kinds of things that they do here. They get painted up for having parades or talking about the Day of the Dead or talking about just the different types of activities and the celebrations that take place and the fiestas that take place here. It's an amazing tradition and amazing culture to be able to fall in love with. Also, here's a big one: the pros outweigh any of the cons. Any of the cons. The pros outweigh the cons. So, what I would share with you is by far, Lake Chapala lives up to all the hype that you might hear about. And so, as I bring things to a close here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some more pictures with you of living here at Lake Chapala and what happens here. And I just want to say in ending, I want to thank you for being a supporter of the channel and a supporter of this community. You have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video.